Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hang Out in Art. This is a live stream with a live audience. It's a stream where I hang out with friends and we talk with people in chat, sharing ideas and hopefully getting some inspiration. Today, Kathy Arbor's on. She's going to share her fun watercolor play that she was doing on New Year's Eve. Oh, and that's me. I'm sorry about the... Okay, I'm sorry about that. That was me echoing. Okay. All right, so welcome, everybody. All right. Hi, Picola, Shauna, Lori. Okay, so how's everybody today?
I'm good.
Chit chat for a little bit until, a few people get here. So what have you guys been working on? Anything exciting since the new year? Kathy?
I just got rid of my company.
Got rid of your company? Who was there?
My son and then my twin sister.
Oh, I didn't know you had a twin sister.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
How long were they in?
Well, my son got here on the 18th of December.
Uh-huh.
And he left about a week ago.
Okay.
And then my sister came up after he left.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, where does your sister live?
London.
Oh, okay. So how far is London from you?
About 2.5 hours.
Okay, and then how far is London from Windsor?
About 3 hours.
Okay, I'm trying to get a feel for where that is. Okay. All righty. Yeah, I live right across the lake from Kathy in Michigan, so we're not that far away.
Yeah, you can take a boat.
I know. Or swim if it's a nice day.
Yeah.
So, Lena, what have you been doing?
Oh, I've been working on the scavenger hunt, and it's holding up. I didn't use glue on the skewer binding, so I'm trying to see if it will hold up the stress because I really like just the raw look of the twine. So I've been working on that one, and then I have also been having a lot of fun out of the Didi comp book challenge. And I really took this to town. And then I was so happy that you introduced me to Ingrid Jikers. Oh, I'm going to butcher her name.
Dickers.
Ingrid Ditchers. Oh, my God. I have to learn how to say
it. It's a hard name to pronounce. You want to do a quick flip and we can see what you've been doing?
Is it time for that? Okay, I'll do that.
Because we'll wait for more people to come in before we start the watercolor.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, hi everybody. Nice to see you. Okay, I did some brain dump here where I talked about who, what, where. I think Didi called it the who, what, where, when page. So I decided that I would work on a character that I named the Wise Aunt. And the reason for that is because CB gifted me a sketchbook that I could submit to Boston Library sketchbook department. And I turned in the sketchbook, and then I scanned in all the pages that I made for that sketchbook. And I was kind of sad about the book leaving my house. So I was thinking, hey, why don't I let the comp book evolve about this character that I created in that sketchbook? And I chose to make it very sarcastic with some really weird sense of humor because that comes naturally to me. but I think it's fun. So I started off the composition book by introducing that this is the character, and that's how actually my sister-in-law kind of looks like if I had to paint her like a character.
I love it.
And then I just practice drawing her in different situations, and I'm writing about, let's hit some focus. I'm writing about stuff that I see that's fun from, for instance, Facebook, or a fun quote. Let me see if I can rise my table so it will focus better. Oops. Maybe, what's wrong with my camera? It's so annoying. Focus, you freak. Okay, hang on. How about now?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So I'm just finding fun stuff on Facebook, and then I try to collage it into the character. And of course, getting some things that has related to our fun playing with art. So I kind of made it pretty far with the pages. I'm just adjusting my light here. I think this is better. And then I played with washi tape for the borders. Now comes some nudity things. We'll flip through. This is the I know. This is the Ingrid Digest page. And it is so exciting. Look, she takes cutouts from pattern papers and make borders. So I get this cute flip through where there is some pearls and beads and stuff. And, I mean, isn't that just awesome? And this took like a war and 10 days to beat in, so that's not gonna happen again. I'm not gonna repeat that.
It's pretty, but it is time consuming.
It is totally time consuming, and it's twine, you know. So, yeah. And that was that section. And then I took it to town with some other cute pattern papers that I got and wood veneer. And then I tried, and this is so amazing. Even though I got, can you see how fat these pearls are? Because of the wood veneer and the way that the pages are collected, it doesn't get that bad of an alligator mouth. I mean, it's quite astonishing how much you can embellish a sketchbook without having it gaping open if you layer things.
Mm-hmm.
So here I try to use some patterns paper that goes very well together. And now I'm totally nervous because it really upped the ante about what I'm going to put on these papers. It's going to be like freaking awesome, right? When I took so much time decorating the edges.
Oh, it's going to look good whatever you do.
I know, but I kind of hate that part of it. Like, you think you're making something really pretty, and then, what to put on it when done.
Oh, cute. Yeah, if you go to her Facebook page, you can get an idea of what she, her style.
Who is that?
Somebody's echoing.
Is that me?
Is it me?
Is everybody muted on YouTube?
Yeah, not even on YouTube.
Okay. All right.
I'm muted on YouTube.
Okay. It's okay. It's coming and going.
So
Okay.
I'll probably put my headphones on if it gets bad. I'm muting because my dog.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm just playing around with the borders and then trying to punch out some circles, and basically just got so far to make some edges. And then Lena, she's taking things to town. And here I played with like a slip-in to take some tags and then just slide into the pattern paper.
Oh, that's cute.
It is fun. And then on the back here, I got a section just for notes, so I can keep finding inspiration how to evolve this process. And it's just, like generic notes like doodle a frame, or remember to make a whole page where you use drawing pencils as a frame, how to post it on Twitter. So it's not like fully functioned written out yet, but I'm telling you, I'm having fun developing this character. I'm having issues with I know how to draw her front to front, but I don't know how to deal with her from the side. Like, for instance, this one is I played with some tissue paper that I wrinkled up, and then I'm trying to draw her from an angle that I think is difficult because I wanted this expression in the end of the page. And this is a joke or a page or what's it called? Is it called a joke? I don't know, cartoon page. It's about the moment before your cat decides to jump on your table, and then because she jumps up and you get scared, you make this huge noise saying, "Down, get down," and then you scare the cat even more. So it runs in panic, and then everything is flying in the air. I mean, I have experienced that moment so often, like I'm sitting in peace and then suddenly it's like chaos and a hurricane of paper around me because the cat got spooked.
But that's so true. That's exactly what happens.
Yes. So making these drawings make me think about which the best angle to view it from if you had to draw it. So I really like the challenge of this this book. And then it's just a joy to collect colors.
I love that. That's so man.
Yeah, this one's no.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's so good.
And then it says, "What? My snowman is standing on his hands." You know.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Because you just think of, she's so cool. If you think about it, if all you gotta do is just put the arms upside down and the face on the bottom, and boom, you got it. Like you're not moving the actual balls you rolled up. You're just moving the limbs and eyeballs. I mean, I would probably just like throw them around. You know what I mean? Just like,
That is so clever, Nina.
And then the other day, yesterday, I had to rescue my cat from a tree. And then because I had to step up some steps from the ladder, I felt like I was really high up in the air. So that's why I drew in clouds. But that's really how I felt the rescue was, you know, like it was just, oh my God.
Your pants.
And you know what? Sometimes when you paint in pigments, you're so lucky the way they land. Look how lucky I am the way the pigments just gathered right there on the trousers. It's perfect. I'm telling you, it's perfect.
And I like look at the face on the cat. I love the
totally
expression on the cat's face.
And look at she's even got the little claws dug in on her back. Detail. And I also love how giant the boobs are. The ginormous boobs too.
This one was, I think it was Elaine who posted something similar on Facebook, and then I just thought it was so funny. It's about how cats end up with 9 lives. And they're standing up at the gate of heaven, and then St. Peter is saying, "Make up your mind. Are you going in or not?" And I just keep going in and out, in and out. And when I see stuff like that, I know I'm copying someone else's humor, but often on Facebook, you don't see credit lines. You don't see who, okay, we're going to flip the page. You don't see who made it. So I'm having issues about how the heck do I give credit to the fun things that I see, so this don't stand out like, oh, I invented all of this, because I really didn't. This is a quote I saw about stupidity, and it says, "Well, I never called you stupid, but when I asked you to spell orange and you asked me the fruit or the color, it kind of caught me off guard." I think it's so funny. And then I tried once more to paint myself standing from the back with that hunchback. I don't know, there's just something really, it fits well with this character that she would have. A hunched back, you know. So.
Yeah, and her neck is gone.
Exactly, the neck is gone. So I actually think that it's an awesome challenge to try and get around this figure, you know, in different situations.
So, oh, very good, Lena.
Yeah.
Colleen, do you want to do a flip through of what you've done so far in Dee Dee's book?
Nothing since the other day.
Well, let's show everybody. Just so I'm going to show mine, which is very basic, but so people can see just completely different ways, you know, that it can be done. That is awesome, Lena.
Oh, thank you. I am so happy that you came up with the challenge. First, I didn't want to enter because I was thinking about I should get like really like study a subject, and I was thinking I'm so stupid at that. I'm not gonna do that as voluntarily because it sounded like a task from school. But seriously, if the subject is fun and it's something that interests you, I can totally see why you can fill out a sketchbook just with one
like
subject.
what you're doing. Okay, let's put Colleen in. Hold on. There we go. All right, Colleen.
All right, my dog's barking again. I will mute it when it gets, I'm not on. So this was Lena's idea. She brought up how she loved this book that Dee did, and I bought the book in 2015. So, because I went back and looked at my Amazon. So Dee was doing this in 2015. I watched a video. I couldn't find like that video, but Lena found the video from 2017 that Dee did. Excuse me. It's early, so my sinuses are draining. And so basically, she did this a flip through of her book. So I went through like really like Dee like flies through it. And I keep forgetting it's not live, and I want to say slow down, because I can't see it. I want to absorb it. I want to take it all in, So yeah, like I'm pausing the video, but even pausing the video, it still was hard to catch her not flipping a page. And so I took photos along the flip so I could have it on my camera to reference like the style that she was going for. When Lena brought up how much she loved it, I remembered I loved it and bought the book, right? Never did anything with it. So anyway, long story short, so I showed you. So I took notes. Yeah, I use these. So basically, she called it her pen and ink glue book, and she said to use stamps. And later on, she said to use Crayola. So then I really, because at my first attempt, I was using some watercolors and stuff, and it struggled a little bit with it, but that was kind of like before I watched the video. And then this one I showed you, but I didn't. Now it does bleed through. Is it just like sketch paper? So finally I watched all the videos, so I started trying to do it like Dee style. So yeah, this is really fun to have a glue book and have some fun with it, and not to have to worry about doing the backgrounds and like making a full blown like art journal page, and so that's where I've got. So this I did a lot more for me, a lot more drawing, but I think that's what she was doing, is a lot of pen work. And so I took this from one place, I took this from another place, and this from another place, and then just kind of put it all together. So I wanted to look like pen scratchy, not like, I didn't want it to look neat and tidy. I wanted to look like, I was sitting and I just quickly, did the landscape, you know what I mean? So this girl here, I really like, because look at her, she's got like, she looks like miserable. Hangover my life. And I hate being a model today. So anyway, I thought this was funny. This is probably her like honestly feeling like in the moment. So yeah, so I made her Princess Peach, and I drew her a chair to sit in. So I think it's fun to take this you're creating a world, or maybe you're just making a graffiti. Like this is more of like I'm creating this world around this girl, because this was not in the magazine. And then this is more of like a graffiti kind of style, which I like too. So I had fun with this. And thanks everyone. And I was looking up like all the some of the 70s stuff, and some of the music I liked, and was writing down the names of the songs all around her, stuff like that. And just more, I think, doodle graffiti, I guess, is a good description. And then this one I didn't like. I decided I didn't like what I stuck there, but look, one eyeball stayed, and I can't get the eyeball off. So I think this may end up like, look at my camera, like weird now. But see, I have one eyeball left. Come on. There you go. One eyeball left. So yeah, so this might be an eyeball page. I don't know. Maybe it's meant to be an eyeball page. I don't know. So so anyway, so this one, like I said, it was just like Dee did a lot of this where she was drawing the rest of the bodies. And so I did that. On this one, see, I made her kind of chunky, you know, and but then on this one, I made her super skinny. It made me laugh. So, and then I was trying to make her an umbrella, and then it kind of looked like a mushroom. So, so then I decided to make go with it and make it into a mushroom umbrella.
You're so cool.
And so
the idea of tearing out a body and then making your own body, that is so creative. You rock, it's so cool.
Thanks. And then it just made me laugh because, you know, I made her with like zero waistline, you know, I mean, and then I made her with like this super skinny waistline, you know, and her mushroom umbrella. I'm so far skipping the feet because I know the feet are harder to draw. So we'll see if they end up with feet by the end of the book. And this one, I kind of like. Thanks, everybody. Her jeans look like all yours. I love this look. So that look anyway. So this one was simple. I just like the girl, and I think she looks like she's on drugs. So I just thought that this would be a good mood child. And then these two I did because I love to laugh. I picked these specifically because they're laughing. Because she's like doing these poses. I don't know who this was with these big punching things. So then I just stamped this on here, did some little scribble doodles and a border, and I'm calling it a day because I do just love to laugh. So that's who I am. And then this girl was like over like this in the magazine, like over a yoga ball. And then I like cut the ball off, but then like part of her arm was kind of in the bridge of the book. So it was kind of messed up. I tore it, so I just covered it up, and I found the letters in another magazine, and then just did the quote, after all I'm after is a life full of laughter, which is true. I love to laugh. So that was just basically, I'm trying to see how these two are about laughter. These two maybe have less similarities, just other girls. I'd say these two have similarity, and these two have similarity, and then the sketchy ones have similarity. So I'm trying to do kind of that way, but you don't have. Dee Dee didn't do it that way. So this one I just put in here, and was trying my. So yeah, Jean, if you want to try to play this, go for it. I made my own Mozart music piece. Of course, this is just a treble, no bass, no clef. This is one hand. You be playing one hand. Anyway, so
I bet it's a theme from Xanadu that the bird is singing. What do you think?
She must be singing Xanadu. Or she's singing the Blondie song. Call me.
Oh yeah. That's
She's
awesome.
singing the 80s Blondie song. This one was simple. I just cut this out and I did a couple stamps and called it a day because some you don't really need that much. And then this one I haven't found an image for yet. See how everything bleeds through? So your stamps will bleed through, your pens will bleed through. So you got to kind of like be okay with the fact that stuff shows through. But again, like Dee Dee used this as a glue book. So I just put these images down and then just doodled around them, and that's probably all I'll do on this one. So I think it's like she called it a glue book. So anytime you have leftover, body parts or whatever you whack off on your magazines, if you put it in your reverse collage or whatever, stick them in your book, or do like I did. I purposely went through looking for specifically for images to put in here. But this is Dee Dee calls her glue book, but it's like then later on she called it a glue pen and ink book, and then she did some stamping and Crayola. So this has got 800 pages.
I think that's great, Colleen.
Yeah, that'll keep you busy for a while. And I love seeing where everything goes. Once you glue something down and then you see where it takes you.
That's exactly what I did. Some of these
Great for the imagination.
Mhm.
And you know what? I don't think that it matters. You said something about I'll call it a day, but the more airy and the more white space there is in this chunky monkey, the less hard it would be to flip through. Because if every page was filled up with detail and you're sitting with this heavy book in your hand, you will be like exhausted thinking about flipping through it. So it kind of helps with such a chunky book to have all that white space around these girls and the girl with the umbrella. I really think it brings harmony to the size of the book. 800 pages, that's a lot.
Yeah, and then too, Kelly, if when you're flipping through, if you think of something, you can always jot down a few notes, or it's never, each page is really never finished, right?
Right, and that's what Dee Dee said as well. Like she would just go in and like she was doing examples for us and just like going on and doing stuff on pages she already had worked on. And I think I'm just trying to decide if I need to do like the reverse collage and work. Oh, book's gonna weird out. And work like back to front instead of so far I'm just working all the way through like a book. I wonder if I need to rotate or not with this book, like back front. I wonder if it's going to get weird.
I
But
don't know. You can tell me, you could do whatever you want. If there was some, do different sections.
you kind of see how something. And this is what Lena. I get credit. Lena got me inspired to get this out because I've had it for 5 years.
You might want to cut out some papers.
But see how fluffy it's going to get. And then but you're not putting anything bulky. I mean, you're really only putting some magazines and pen and that. You're not doing super bulky and not adding paint or anything. But like this is going to be I think like Lena described it as it'll get wonky because it's like a soft cover. So it's going to get wonky and bend and just add to the funness of the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll be a fun book to flip through.
So that's what I sat working on last night, and I'm just having so much fun. I can't tell you guys how much fun I'm having in this book.
Now, this was a great idea that Dee Dee had. Now my book, everybody else feel better about what they're doing because mine right now is pretty basic. I had a hard time thinking like, oh, what am I going to do? Should I pick a theme? And it just came to me over the weekend. I had picked out, I do have 5 books that I'm going to use, that I'm going to look through and make notes from, but then I'm also taking a few classes. So I thought, okay, why don't I just use this kind of as a notebook for all my classes, and then all my ideas and everything are in one place. So I started watching some of my videos from my classes. So on the first page, I just did a color wheel, just a basic color wheel. After that, mine right now has more writing in it. I plan to add pictures, glue in it, do all kinds of stuff in it. This was really helpful because my word of the year I thought was going to be brave. So I just started playing around with that and doing some mind mapping and get some other ideas. So I did a page on that. As I was on the computer, I saw a website called Art to Life. So I just wrote that down on the top of the page so I could go back and look at that website and then make notes on it. This is going to be where I start my Wonderlust notes. I flip back here. I was watching Carla the other day, and she was doing Glue Book January and using some napkins. So just as a reminder, I flipped back here, wrote down napkins. So I'll go back, I'll make notes, put down some napkins. So that's what I've started with. This is what I have so far. So mine's going to be just like a fun notebook where I jot down ideas from classes I'm taking and my 5 books that I picked. These are just 5 different books. Linda Berry book. I did a collage book. I've got this 100 Girls on Sheet Paper book because this year I really want to focus on drawing faces. I brought this book back out because I like using that to make different flowers, doodle flowers.
That's a great book. I know.
I always go back to this book when I'm doodling and trying to figure out what kind of flowers to make just for inspiration. And then I want to continue drawing different animals. So that, all that stuff hopefully will end up here. But this is how this is just basically.
Oh, I love that one. I have, and then with the pencil, that's like a pencil book, coloring pencil book. I love that.
Drawing the cute animals.
Yes, it's so cute and fun.
Yeah, so it took me a while, but I kind of have a direction what I'm going to do with my book. And then I had to cut, since I did the color wheel, Jean had posted this in Facebook. I just thought, that's perfect for my first page. So there's all different ways.
So cute.
I know, it's hysterical. So there's all different ways you can do your composition book. And these are just 3 different ways, 3 different ideas for you. Now, Kathy, are you doing a composition book, or you have a book that you work in, right?
Yeah, I've been working in it for about 1.5 years, I guess. So I'm
Cool.
just going to continue that one.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So,
That'll be fun. It's like the same idea.
yeah, well, it's more of a diary, I guess.
Yeah.
Not necessarily every day,
Uh-huh.
but I write down anything that happens in a different book. So I don't have to go to this every day.
Yeah.
And that way I can maybe pick a day once a week and then just start doing my doodads in it.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. A place to keep, just keep your notes and things you want to remember and fun art stuff.
Yeah. And then it could be anything you want. Like I usually use the Lindy's sprays for the background with some stencils just to give it a bit of color so it's not white space.
That's
and then
a good idea.
add your scrapbook stuff to it. And then I only do the first 2 pages with the month because I don't know how much I'm going to be writing in it for that month. So I leave it. And then if it happens to be just 2 pages or maybe it'll be 6, then I can put the month in. So it's just playing. And this is just a cheapy old book that I got from a discount store. And then I actually take out 2 papers because it was starting to get really fluffy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
And that way it doesn't matter how thick each page is because there's enough here. Because if you figure it, each piece of collage you put on is considered another page.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's so cute.
taking away that, and you could put vellum, little hidden areas. Yeah.
I love it. And it's just so fun. The fuller it gets, it's so fun to go through.
Oh,
And I like
this.
the washi tape for the
I
edges.
love this book, Kathy. I didn't know you could do this stuff.
Well, I haven't really shown it. It's I don't know.
Eileen picked it up and she started hers. She just wrote in chat that Eileen started her journal. It's awesome.
I know, it's fun. Lots of people are playing along.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so now that we have Kathy on the screen, we can start our watercolor for the day.
Yay.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
On New Year's Eve, we did some loose and fast watercolors. So you don't know what you're going to get when you start. You have no idea what this is going to turn out to be. And that's the nice thing about it. It's kind of intuitive watercolor.
Oh, that's a good word for it, Kathy.
Yeah. So now you can use any type of watercolor paper. I would suggest watercolor paper though, because you're going to add a lot of water to this. So you want it to soak in. And I also put, this is just washi tape because it's not going to rip your paper when you're taking it off. So just put a border on. You can decide how thick you want your border. You can also use masking tape if you want. And I would suggest making up a bunch of them because this can get addictive.
Yeah.
And you don't want to stop your roll and have to go and put a bunch of tape on papers again.
And plus two, don't you want to have a couple to work on at once too?
Yeah. I usually work on 3 to 4 at a time.
And that was really inspiring to watch. I have never worked on more than one at a time when I'm doing stuff. So watching you flip through back and forth, just, the creative action in that just really sparked something inside me thinking, wow, you can really get loose if you don't have just one shot at what you're working at. If you got like 4 or 5 sheets in front of you, at least one is going to come out. Okay.
Yeah, you don't really have time to overthink things.
Exactly, because sometimes it's not like I think today I'm gonna make a masterpiece. It's not like that at all. But I don't like to waste the paper.
Yeah. But I would suggest using smaller pieces.
Now, what I did, I just took a piece of my B paper. What is this, like 5.5 by 8 or something, and folded it in half, and then tore it in half.
Yeah, that's what these are.
Pretty good size.
That's what the size of these are.
Yeah.
These ones are folded again.
Oh, okay.
They would be like that.
Oh,
it depends on the size you want to do.
Oh, wow. So you can make some really teeny tiny ones. I may throw a couple on my little index card just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. That's a good idea, Colleen. All right, let me get some of these.
How no fun. I mean, if they don't look good, it doesn't matter. You can cover them up. So yeah, I can do that too.
Just not watercolor. You also can do pen work on them if you want. Afterwards.
That's what we were. That would look fun. Like you get your watercolor down, see what you get, and then go back. We were trying to think of different things, like do pen work, or maybe the foil quill pen, or you could probably do anything on top of there, right, Kathy?
Yeah, you could get out your clean brush watercolor brushes.
Watercolor brushes, ink tents. You could go back with ink tents, probably.
Yeah, anything.
Not Eileen, but everybody else could.
Yeah. So I did a bunch of. I had to do a bunch last night just to get.
Let me put you.
Remembering.
There you go. Let's see what you did last night.
Well, these are fairly dark, but these are what I'm gonna show you how to do the moon.
Ooh.
And the rocks and the water.
Oh,
that is nice.
Pretty.
You got so many details in.
Here's another. That could be a winter scene if you want. Kind of bleak.
Okay, Eileen wants to know: will the Smash and Dragon work with this? Could you do Smash and Dragon with this, Kathy, where you put it down on your craft mat?
Well, with watercolor, you're not going to get the whole unless you wet your paper first. You can put it that way and then let it seep. Don't dry them with a hairdryer.
Okay. That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd never know what you're going to get then.
Right.
Yeah.
Eileen wants to live dangerously.
Now this one is kind of reminds me of birch trees.
Oh, that's cool.
It does, yeah.
Now, did you do anything with that? Like put on any masking fluid or anything? It's just how it turned out? I
actually put masking tape on.
Oh, okay.
And while it was still wet, I took the masking tape off and then swiped the wet tape into the tube.
Cool. That's really pretty.
So we'll try that one. I haven't finished any of these as far as pen work or anything, but that could be an island in a sunset, maybe. This one's kind of cool. It's moody looking.
Ooh, it is. It's
I like that.
You could do a silhouette in there or put some trees. This one is kind of cool.
Oh, that almost reminds me of the lights, the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Aurora Borealis, yeah.
Yeah. So you could turn them around too, because you never know what you're going to see. it could go that way even.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
There's another one that
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
could
So
go this way. Could go this way.
It almost looks like a bird flying through that blue.
we all see different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see different things depending on how you turn it around.
That's funny.
There's another. The moon didn't turn out great on that one because I waited too long. There's another one that's. So they're fun to do. They're very addictive.
Eileen wants to know if you wet the paper first before you do the watercolors.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody, if you're playing in lawn, get a spray bottle out and your watercolors.
Yeah. So this one could be all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I love that very bright red contrast with the black border.
Could
That's
be
really nice.
Lobster claws.
I actually think it's finished. It's finished.
sometimes they are. You don't have to do anything to them. Yeah.
Now, what kind of paints do you use, Kathy? Do you have a mixed palette, or do you have one certain paint that you lean towards?
Mixed palette.
Okay.
So
Just whatever you're like that day.
Yeah. Daniel Smith or Ben Graham, a little bit of core.
Okay.
There's another one that could be a landscape if you finish it, or it could be this way.
Oh, wow.
There's another moon and rocks.
So you did all these last night?
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're so fast to do.
Yeah.
And addictive.
Yes.
You want to stop.
I'm using bee paper, Helen. What kind of paper is everybody using today?
This is just bee.
Kathy's using bee paper.
You know what? I actually think that, all the ATC card swap thing that's been going on. I'm very new to the game, but this would be so much up my alley instead of making ATC cards, because I really suck at that. Making small ATC sized cards just like this that you just showed, Kathy.
Yeah.
And then just like when you make ATCs, you make is it 12 in a bunch? And then take out 12 small pieces and aim for making 12, just to see what it brings you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then just you're not limited to just paint and pen. If you wanted to, you could also put collage on them if you wanted to. Really, there's no going wrong.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Kathy also talked about you can even foil on them with the quill pen.
Oh
I
yeah.
really like that idea. And then I was talking about if you really hated what you made, then you can actually with the white gesso something out and still use the gesso like a negative painting style where you block out things.
Yeah.
I got in my JP5 journal. I can show it when I come on screen. How I used gesso and first sprayed the page underneath to release the wet pigment. So the gesso would pick up a pastel tone. And then you can actually, I can show it when I come on screen. You can look how this page, imagine it was filled up with something else underneath. And then I took white gesso, dirtied it up, thin layer, and then just left these circle triangle shaped things, and then afterwards put in a stem, and then you got a flower. So instead of tossing a paper because you really don't know how to work through it and get something out of it, you can still mix media, play with it,
use them as backgrounds or whatever. Yeah
because I could imagine that I would make something and then think, no, there's nothing in here, and then throw it out.
Well, you can if you want. Especially that's why I like using these, because if it's really god awful, you can track it.
Yeah, you don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Also, a very discount tip. I don't think it will hurt your paper at all. But if you take liquid hand soap and put drops in your rinsing jar, it will improve the flow on the page. So if you have like a jar with liquid hand soap dissolved in your water, you can take your fat wet brush over that piece of paper, and then you will actually have better flow for pigments than if you just use your the flow ability in your paint. I don't know.
No, I didn't know that.
And it's because the soap interferes with the what's it called? Like a tension on the surface of the paper. So it makes the water stay a little bit longer before it soaks into the paper, so the pigments can travel.
Oh, cool.
Further. So inexpensive too.
Here's a play.
Okay, so let's get started.
Okay, so let's take one at a time. Don't wet a bunch at a time. Just one. While this one's drying, you'll work on another one. All right. So wet your palette. Okay, we'll start simple first. You'll find that some of your paints, depending on the make and the color, some will flow and bloom quicker than others. So I want you to take a nice big brush first and wet your paper, the whole thing.
Excuse me.
And then you can pick whatever color you want. I'm just going to do probably some cerulean blue first. And put it on your palette. Don't take it from the pan. I'm going to have to wipe my palette off a bit. Yeah, a dirty palette, and I can't mix anymore. Okay. Just put that up there a bit. All right, so here's some cerulean. I'm just going to put it down. So I don't want it too concentrated to start. And then you just, from the top, just help it and let it bleed in. And then put them on the bottom. As long as it's wet, you can keep putting in the paint. And then you just let it, you can pick it up if you want, tilt it, see what it does.
Oh, I think so. You really got to get it wet.
Yeah, yeah, you want it good and wet. You want it really shiny. As long as it's shiny, you can still add. Okay. Then I'm going to take, let's see, I think this is sienna. And I'm just going to put a line in the center. Then take some water and add it above and below. And just let it do its thing. Tilt it. And then just lay it somewhere flat and get out another one.
Oh.
Lots of water.
All right. All right, now get it out another one.
Yeah.
Okay. Spray it. Okay.
Is it shiny?
Yeah. Let me put my camera down a little bit.
Eileen said Kathy looks like tornadoes.
Oh, it does.
I think I'm going to use
The
some
same
green
name.
this time.
Same colors again, Kathy? Or
Whatever color you want. I'm using a green on the bottom this time.
okay. Switch out my blue. So definitely take the paint off, put it on a palette. Don't take it straight from the.
Yeah, because you want to see how concentrated it is, because sometimes it can overwhelm everything
Okay.
and it just takes over and you don't want that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of pooling, so I'm just going to take a paper towel and just soak some of that up.
There, that's a little better.
So we'll let that dry. Now, if you want it to fall down from one side or the other, you can let it dry standing up.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it has a really neat effect. Oh, Pauline. That's going to be a good one. Add a little bit of blue on the. Add a little blue on the top, Colleen.
Okay. I unmute myself.
There we go.
Oh, pretty.
This is fun.
It's fun.
It gets addictive.
Yes. I'm already ready for number 3.
Yep. Okay, this time I'm going to add water to 3/4 of the page. So leave the bottom part dry for right now. And then I want to leave a dry line from that 3/4 mark and add water on the bottom. But you still need that little bit of dryness where the 3/4 line mark was.
Here, I'm gonna put you big, Kathy.
Devin says we're so quiet. It's like meditation.
I don't know if you can see that. See the line where it's dry?
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
just right in the middle there.
Almost 3/4 down.
Okay.
Hi, CP.
Hey, everybody who's come in. We've got Kathy Arbor on today. She's showing us her fun watercolor play technique.
Hi, quiet, because I keep muting.
That's okay, Colleen. I know this
He's
is where
just like having so much fun. It's sunny and people are active, and Smokey's just in his little window spot watching everyone in the front. So that's why I
say
keep
hi to
muting.
everybody.
Yes, I don't want him to drown out Cass because she talks so softly.
Okay, so then we just put one color on top.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it stops when it gets to that dry line. Cool.
Yeah.
Phoebe.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of blue on the bottom. And then I'm going to take some of that sepia or brown, doesn't matter whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put it just below that dry line.
Okay.
Sepia.
And then I'm going to use that. It's just a matter of playing with your intensity of paint and water. You just keep playing with it. Maybe you want things really dark, maybe not.
Yeah, getting used to figuring out like how much water you need and how much paint you need.
Yeah. And each different types of paint move differently also. You may like things that move really quick. Maybe you don't want them to move.
Oh yeah, do different paints move differently too, like different brands, Kathy?
Yeah.
Oh, the fastest mover I know is magenta from Core.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really, in a small sheet like this, it can cover the whole place. If you just drop in at the edges, it would just transport itself.
Yeah, a lot of the quinacridone paints do that.
Yeah, and it's such a delight to watch it. It's really, really something. For people who likes to watercolor, that's just the best. And then it dries up, and then it becomes very lighter when it dries up, and then it's like the magic is gone. So I wish that someone clever out there could invent some sort of medium that we could drop in and then still get that glossy look of a fresh painting. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. I think.
No, you never know.
Never know.
They're always coming up with something new.
Yeah, because when you set it aside to dry, what's left when it's dry is just to look out for the granulation, because the glossy sheen would be gone.
Yeah.
So if I don't, okay.
All right. So now we're going to do one of those black edged ones.
All right, let me put you back.
So you, depending, you could do it in any color you like. I prefer something very vibrant. So I'll go into the lime greens, maybe aqua, with maybe a bit of quinacridone red or purple.
Okay.
So, and this one you want your paint to be a little more intense.
Okay. And do we spray the card the same again, or is that different?
Yeah, you want the whole card wet.
Okay.
Anne says this is a great way to make a quick landscape.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It sure is.
So when you're when you're adding your water, keep brushing it so it soaks in a little more.
Oh, okay.
Really wet it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wet it and kind of soaked into the paper.
Yeah. And
These are cool.
in the center of your paper, I want you to just make some strokes. Just a few. Don't cover the whole area. You want some areas white with one color. So we're going to be putting a few colors in here.
Couple strokes.
And then add some more in between, or you could put them on top.
Ooh, turquoise, my favorite.
There's dioxazine purple is really nice. Maybe we'll put just a few in there.
Over top one another?
Yeah, you can. And then you can move it around.
Ooh, I want mine to look like feathers.
Then I want you to get either a Payne's gray, or if you have a lamp black, something very, or a very dark blue, almost black. I have a Payne's gray here. That's Winsor Newton Payne's gray. And then on the top, I want you to add a real thick line. This has to be really juicy, so right out of your palette. And then this one's a little too juicy. And then let it fall down into those colors.
Okay. Need it darker.
And you can always help it along if you find it's not moving enough. Just add a little bit more water. I want more darkness on the side here, so I'm going to put some more up there.
Okay, I need to use more paint, I think.
And then you let it dry, leaning up against something. Because if you lay it flat, it'll all just spread into one big blob of dark. try and do a bunch of them and see what you get. You can do it horizontally or portrait or landscape, doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm gonna try that one again.
Takes a few times to get used to it.
I'm trying to get used to like how much water
Yeah.
to put in. I either don't get enough or I get too much.
No, you'll get to it. You'll find your.
Eileen says I have a storm.
Storm.
Just make sure you keep them drying, standing up, leaning. So they don't,
Mine does look like a storm.
that's cool. You could
Oh,
put a boat in
I
there.
tripped on my.
You could put all kinds of stuff.
Storms a brewing.
Yep.
Okay, so now what color are we doing?
You could, let's do maybe some yellow and a little bit of pink.
Okay. Yellow, pink. Are we doing the brush stroke thing again?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to throw a little green in mine too, just a smidge.
Your black. What kind of black are you using, Kathy?
This is Winsor Newton Payne's Gray.
Okay, that's they have good pigment. It looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a slight blue tinge to it, so it's really nice for dark skies.
That's really pretty.
Whoops, I was brown. Oh, well.
This is fun. I definitely think that if you want to make it more fun, you should pick out textured paper and not a hot press paper because it look at my purple corner right here.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't it
Oh,
look fun?
cool.
It looks really fun on textured paper.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, your paint sediments pool in those little divots.
Yes.
Now, which is smooth and which is textured? Hot press or cold press?
Hot press is smooth.
Hot
Think of
press
it
is
like
fairly
an
smooth.
iron.
Hot press is what?
It's fairly smooth,
Okay, and cold press is
but you can buy a rough cold press.
Yes. I always think of it like hot press, like you iron something.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, Colleen. I like that. Oh, nice one, Kathy. These are all turning out great.
I'm glad
Thanks,
you think
Evan.
so.
Well, I can see all kinds of potential
Can you?
there.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun. I like just sitting here watching how it's going.
Yeah. Mesmerizing.
Yes.
Okay, anybody in chat playing along with us?
It's fun. You can't make a mistake.
No, it is fun. Oh, and I look at Lena's.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
That's really pretty.
Oh, the last one, yes.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm more interested in. Oh no, my pages are stuck together.
Okay.
I'm more interested in this one that Kathy made us make, where she didn't add water to the last 1/3 of the bottom of the paper, because I can see that. Okay, I know I can put a boat here. You know, I already got ideas of what I'm gonna pen work on top of this. So, and this one, I'm gonna struggle with this one. Look at this.
It's kind of cool though.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out. So.
I like that bright blue in the middle.
Yeah, the teal, yes. So I watch a lot of Angela Fair, and she would go for teal. So I thought I should do the same. You know, just a stroke of teal or something totally different.
All right, I'm gonna try again and not put. I think I'm putting too much water on mine.
Are you finding that it's too light or running too much?
Too light.
They add more pigment.
Add more pigment. Okay. Yeah, because I'm using Sommelier, and those, I mean, they're good pigments. So.
Whoops. Brush is not clean.
Oh, it might help too if I wet my palette.
Yeah.
Right, Kathy?
Yeah, it does help.
That's why it's not coming. I have not done a whole lot of watercolor. Okay, I'm gonna go bright.
Okay. What's next?
Okay, so we can do the same thing, but this time we only want to put the dark on the bottom.
Dark on the bottom only. And we're doing the Payne's Gray still?
Yep.
Mine's actually neutral tint in this one I'm doing because my Payne's Gray looks brown.
That's good. Neutral tint works.
So I'm doing neutral tint because in this set it looks more brown, and then compared to like if I do like a Payne's Gray acrylic, looks more like this. I already like it. Looks like trees.
That's cool, Colleen.
I like it.
Oh, that is cool.
It really is.
It looks like
So just on the bottom.
You want to do what? You can put the colors in the sky if you want. But I just want the dark on the bottom this time.
Okay. All right, now let's see what happens.
Mine looks like a roadmap for the police to where the body is hid. I'm trying to not put tape on this one, but then I won't water the paper all the way to the edges to see if it makes a fake border by itself.
That's what you do. You just play. Like I didn't use tape on all of them.
No, I think it's nice to have different, like some is taped, some is not taped, and some is just like a thumbnail.
Yeah. Okay, so we can put that aside. Now, if you're done, I'm going to show you how to do rocks.
Okay. On a clean sheet or one we've already done?
Clean sheet.
Okay.
So if you have a palette knife, this is the one I use.
Excuse
So
me.
just the little tiny one.
All right, let me grab a palette.
You can use there's, if you have the plastic ones, they'll work too.
Rock on it, Cass, is Eileen saying.
Sorry, I missed that. What does Kathy want us to do?
Find a palette knife.
Palette knife. I get tons of those. Which one? A fluffy one, a smooth one, a pointy one?
You want the, where did I put it?
Eileen says rock on, yes. Get those watercolors out, Eileen.
Yeah, we want to see pictures.
Yeah, if you don't like it, throw them away. Sure. I throw away so much stuff I've made. I'm like, that's awful. And I throw it away and I keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Palette knife and watercolors. I'm into.
Yep.
Yeah, dust them off and use them.
Yeah, I got my dangerous, very pointy ones too. So. I like this one because it looks like chicken feet.
Oh, I got one of those.
It looks like chicken feet. All right. I can have like a chicken going doot, 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 doot. Yeah.
How does it go, Colleen? Doop, doop, doop.
It's always something with a chicken or a nun when it's clean.
Chickens and nuns.
That's the text. Oh my God, you should make a nun chicken to come.
You could chicken and then put the black
Get the nun scarf.
scarf
Oh my
over top his head.
God,
Oh my God.
Okay, this is why you want to tape a bunch up in the beginning.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
so I want you to wet your whole paper again.
Alright. Oh, I need to get another thing. Oh, maybe not.
Okay, so I want you to get some blue paint and put it on the top. Just half, 1/4, so let it bleed down. And then I want you to get some sienna or a light gold brown and put it on the bottom. You can add some different colors of gold or brown, maybe a little orange with it.
Uh-oh.
If you got some pooling, take a paper towel and soak it up on the edges a little bit.
Now mine looks nothing like Kathy's. Almost
It'll still work. It'll still work.
Is it one of those wait for it moments?
Yeah. You can let your stuff seep into the blue if you want.
Oh, okay.
I have a lot of white. Should I not have white?
You can add more blue if you want. Well, it's too late now. You got a lot of, let it roll down the other way. Yeah. Just leave it there for a bit.
Okay. Too late. Okay.
No, it'll work. I can see it. It's in my head.
So we just need to get in your head, Kathy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind spending the weekend there.
I know.
I like a vacation.
Oh my God, could you imagine a combination of Lena and Kathy's head? What would come out of there?
That'd be bad.
I would get a garden lesson and she would walk out in my garden and go, oh my God.
Okay, so I want this to dry just a bit.
Okay.
So we can put that aside, lay it flat.
Okay. Say that one more time. I'm sorry. My
Put
dog.
it aside and just lay it flat.
Lay it flat. Okay.
So we want it to dry up a little bit. So while that's drying, I want you to take one of the ones we did in the beginning.
Alone.
This is the one that had the line.
Okay. The first line or the second line with the Where only part of it was.
We had the blue on the bottom and the top with a bit of, yeah. So we can add to this now. So you kind of have to look at it and see what you see. So this can be a beach area if you wanted to. A little cove maybe, because there's the blue down here. So you can take that same color of brown that you used, make it a little more thicker. And with a fairly pointy brush, I like using the silver black velvet because they have a nice point.
Are we using the brown or the orange line one?
It was kind of a
Mine was like half brown and then like a lime.
Whatever you used on that, Colleen.
I don't know.
Oh, the first one that you had.
This
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
And you just use your color, and the sand would be wet around the edges, so you can just basically darken your sand area.
Okay, I should probably put brown instead of orange then. All right.
Okay, so let's see if we can put in. I'm going to add a little bit of umber to my sienna color, just to change it just a little darker. And I'm going to swipe the edge here and there.
Okay.
And with my palette knife, I'm going to scrape that area I just put in.
Here, I'm going to put Kathy big.
Good idea.
With the edge of your palette knife right in here, you're going to scrape up.
No chicken feet. Okay.
I love you, Colleen.
Chickens go on beaches.
So it kind of gives it a rock look.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
wait, I thought we were doing trees. Okay.
Rocks.
I thought we were making trees with lines up top.
Not yet.
We're not done.
I'm Kathy's worst nightmare. Where's the chickens and the trees? What kind of beach is this?
What kind of beaches?
We don't have beaches like this in Kentucky.
Okay, let's see what everybody's doing. Mine is very jagged rocks.
It looks good, Kathy.
It looks good on screen. In person, not so much.
To get used to doing this.
That look like rocks?
Yep. Yeah, that's good. You'll learn to do it the more you do. So if you put your palette knife on an angle and then curve it as you're scraping, it makes them rounded.
Oh, so you're actually kind of scraping that paint and paper over a little bit.
Yeah.
She has a needed matching shape thing. There's her. Okay. Maybe it's the tool and not me.
It's the tool.
It's always the tool.
It's the tool, right, Lena?
It looks like Rock's gonna scrape away all the paper too. So
Are we supposed to like scrape the paper some to give it a little texture like?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
say this one scrapes really easy because it's pretty thick. I'm going for it. I'm gonna have a holy beach with the chicken none.
Cool.
That's a little bit better, I think, maybe. Okay.
So just look at your picture and see where you would like to put. You could put bushes. You could put little bulrushes, whatever you want, in between the rocks. So you can do that either with a pen or you can do it with your paintbrush.
Oh,
Show us with the pen. I don't really know how I would draw bushes with it. Because mine could be wonky, so I think I'd like to see what it would look like in pen so I don't mess it up. I'm going down all over the place.
what kind of pens do you use, Kathy?
I use the microperm
Okay.
because they're waterproof.
So it's a pen, not a marker? Or
Well, it is a marker.
Okay.
We call it a pen.
okay.
Your micro, what are they? The regular ones most people use, microperm.
Yeah.
Will work too.
I'm trying to make round rocks.
So you could actually, let's put some bulrushes or grass areas down by the edge of the rock.
What are those?
Bushes.
So it's just a bunch of just make sure your paper is dry.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is really wet.
Okay, so dry our paper. Okay, and wants a man in a thong on the beach. That's what she sees.
There you go, Eileen.
There you go. Perfect.
Make her big so we can see the bushes. Is like I'm
Oh,
gonna
and
go
the man.
in here too.
Hold on. I'm going to put Kathy big for a while. I got to run upstairs. So you're on full screen, Kath.
Okay.
Here's your man, Eileen. Give him like a fluorescent thong or something, Kathy.
We'll have to wait till it's thong's too skinny. You won't see it. Okay, so you just scribble, loosely scribble.
I can scribble.
And it's not even.
That's green. Why does it look brown to me?
No, it's black actually.
Oh,
You can do.
I thought I was losing it. Okay.
You can use black or sepia. Yeah, because you're not going to see the true color this far away.
Oh, because I went looking for a green marker. Okay.
And along the water's edge, you just make the rocks a little bit darker. So just do some scribbles.
What's the tall thing on top? That's a bush?
This?
Yes.
No, that's Eileen's boy.
Oh. For real?
Oh, yeah, I'll put legs on him longer. There we go.
I'm like, what? Do I have to draw that? What am I looking at?
Maybe he's fishing. Let's put a fishing line out here.
Yeah, fishing. Oh, there you go. I like that. I was really confused. If that happened on my painting, I would not be confused. But to see that on yours, I was really confused. There was a little like weird blob. I'd be like, yeah.
Now it's we could put a tree. Trees are very easy to do with watercolor. All you need to do.
No. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Jack wants the watercolor with us.
No, Jack finished my bagel.
Oh,
God,
I'm hungry.
I love that dog. He is so naughty.
You might have had we all been on. You might have caught a glimpse of him. Oh,
Nope, didn't see it because you only got Kathy on
I
camera.
know. Thank goodness. Yes, nice cream cheese toasted bagel, half a bagel. Oh.
Oh,
And I knew as soon as I walked down the stairs, he wasn't laying in his bed. I'm like, oh shoot.
He says, haha, she's got to go pee sometime.
He's a smart dog.
And he's so quiet. Like earlier, I turned and he had his little nose up here. I'm like, get out of here, go away. Oh, that's my fault. Okay.
So you just draw a stick up.
Yeah, and I get mad at Kevin for leaving food out.
Then in the centers, put some squiggles.
Okay, so now we're doing. Oh, these are the trees. That's what I wanted to see.
And then wild trees are uneven.
Okay, so just.
So the darker ones are up in front. If you want some ones far back, you want the paint to be very watery. Because the further back your trees or mountains, the lighter they are.
Okay, dark in front, lighter back. Go on, go to your place. There's no more there. He's like staring at the floor looking for crumbs.
Of course.
No one, go to your place. It's gone. It's all gone. Go on. Come on. Jack, place. Go on.
Cream cheese is so good.
Go on. Go to your bed. Go on. Lay down. All right. No, Jack. Go on. Go to your place. Go to your place.
Is this another dark tree?
All right.
These are,
The second one you did, the dark still.
it's a little lighter. See how it's
A little
lighter
lighter.
in the front one?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to put us all on and see what we're doing.
No, you don't need to do that.
Yeah. This is how we learn.
Yeah, this way Kathy can see and she can help us. All right, so lighter, further back.
It's good.
and smaller.
Colleen.
Thank you.
Now Colleen's looks like there's either a sunrise or a sunset coming.
I don't know.
She's got that glow in the sky.
In the sky, yeah, that's pretty.
I have a circle too.
Oh, there you go. You got
Oh yeah, there is. There's the sun.
That's great.
Unintentional circle.
Kathy, I can see clouds in your sky with the blooms.
Ooh. So what? How would I? Okay, so how would I put clouds in there? Do I add white or pull up color?
Well, it looks like I can see clouds right now.
So just leave it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want, you could take your paintbrush and with clean water, put a bit of water just below that bloom line.
Okay.
Just
So
kind of fluffy.
okay, let me get some clean water here.
Phoebe says places she wants to go see.
Okay, so underneath the plume line.
The bloom, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. So just a little bit of water.
That might have been too much water. Just to soften it.
Just let it sit.
Oh, let it sit. Okay.
Yep. And then let it sit for about 30 seconds, and then take a clean rag and dab it.
Okay.
It'll lighten it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Lena's cheating. She's already moving on.
Oh my
I'm
God,
telling
it's kind of
them,
like a
I'm telling-
sailboat and a sailor. And
I'm telling the teacher.
Awesome.
oh wow, that
Look
looks
at
like a really
her.
rocky shore.
Yeah, and she's got her reflection. Awesome.
Look at the boat.
Show off, Lena.
Yeah,
That's really
teacher's
pretty.
pet. I'm the teacher's pet. I tattled though. I'm gonna be a teacher's pet another way. Not by my artistic skills.
You guys are doing great.
So was I supposed to have 3 trees? I only have 2.
You can have as many as you want.
All right, my chickens need some more trees.
All right, I want to put some. I want to find like a green marker. So do you think the pit pens would be okay with the watercolor?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try that because I want some little green tufts down here. Oh yeah, that works good with the watercolor.
Who do you want to zoom in, Helen? Everybody?
Here you want to put Kathy. Here, let me put Kathy big. I'll go through. I'll put us each on for a little bit.
I think I might be as zoomed as I can get.
Okay, I'm going to show you this here. This is one of the ones we did. So it's dried really nice. See, it's kind of muted. There's no real hard lines.
Oh yeah.
So now you can look at it in different ways to see what you see in it. I usually like using these as, like, this could be in the jungle and you're peering out into a field. So it'd be dark and things hanging off the jungle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Or you can turn it this way, and it's a nighttime scene of the aurora.
Yeah.
Oh,
These could be made into trees. Or we could do this. There's many ways to go. You could take some more of that dark color that you used, and we could put a line through here.
That one looks like Cass's, so I don't even know which one that was.
And
Maybe it was this one.
there's a mountain in the water. Land. You could put some trees in there, silhouette.
Oh, that's neat. I
Yeah.
love silhouettes. That's pretty.
oh, I like that.
Yes. Wow.
You could make these a little bit more defined in front. This could be tree. Make this darker down here. This is the water's edge. Maybe some tree bushes or grasses or it's just a matter of silhouetting over these in a dark color.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It is.
It's super beautiful.
And now with this, if you want to really make it look like water, you can dry brush. This takes a little practice, so you might want to get a piece of spare paper. Let's see. So what you want to do is you want a fairly damp brush, not wet, and you want some color on it. So I'm using the same dark color as I have around the edges of that. And with the heel of your brush, you just want it, that's a bit too dry, a little bit more. With the heel of your brush, you want to just scrape it so it looks like that. It can be a little darker if you want. I'm going to add a little bit more. There.
So you're just going lightly over it and the brush is pretty dry?
Yeah.
Cool.
Then I can do it with this.
Okay,
so
let's see.
Here.
Oh, for little waves.
Yeah, it's like the sparkle in the water.
Uh-huh. So how did you figure? So you just figured all this stuff out by doing it, or
Playing, yeah.
just playing and finding different techniques to do?
Yeah, well, I've seen different techniques from different artists when they've been painting pictures.
Uh-huh.
So I just put them all together.
Yeah, so just watching and playing.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh yeah, it just glistens.
Yeah. And it's so easy to do instead of painting every single little tiny spot.
Right, getting too detailed, just kind of.
Yeah.
Cool. That's really, I love that. That's my favorite so far.
And if you wanted to do a moon or anything like that, all you have to do is get a round, maybe a bottle cap or something like that. But it has to be flat and round. And you just put a piece of Kleenex over top of it.
Okay, let's see.
See if I can find one. Get a cap here. Let's see. Okay. You have to be quick at doing this because if you leave it too long, it won't come out white enough.
Okay.
So I'm just going to use some more of this. And then I take your cap and you wrap it with your Kleenex or tissue paper or something.
Okay.
And then you press down on your painting for a second and then you lift.
Oh, cool. Oh, I like that. So you're pulling off the paint, you're not painting in the moon.
Yeah.
See, and that looks so real.
Yeah.
And if you try to sit there and make all those little indentations and everything.
You can do the same thing for a sun also.
It's awesome.
Is that cool? I love that.
Me too.
And another thing you can do is take a Kleenex and just fold it into any kind of shape you want and roll it across your page. And that's been too wet, but it does give effect. Wait till it dries a little bit and you can have clouds.
Oh, okay. Yes, I agree, Helen. These are great techniques. So it's more pulling off than putting on.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Still wet, you can also use your palette knife. And let's see, I'll add a little bit more on the bottom here. And you can take your palette knife and scrape up and it'll give you grass.
Oh, cool. It can be it can all be that bluish black.
Yeah.
And then pulling up and then you don't even use any other paint.
Yeah, and it's so that looks like the moon is glistening off the clouds there.
Off the clouds and
this is mist.
Uh-huh. Cool. Very cool. Right, Teresa? She is. Teresa says you're amazing.
No, thanks, Teresa.
Judy says she thinks she could actually do this. Try it, Judy.
Anyone can do it. It's that's the nice thing about it. But do it on a small card.
And I think that helps too, is starting on a small card. You don't feel so overwhelmed.
Well, that and it doesn't all dry on you so quick.
Right. You've got time to play. And if you don't like it, you can just pull another one out. And my advice is just tape off a dozen cards because you'll use them up quickly.
Yeah. And tape both sides. Because then you can use the other side.
Oh, good idea. I didn't even think of that.
This is all practice.
Right.
Yeah. Or if you
Very
wanted
cool.
to, you could also use the other side to write down what you did.
That's a good idea too. Make notes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or if you could do a couple of these, tape them in your composition book and write notes on the side.
Yeah.
That's another good idea for the composition book.
Yeah. So then after you're done, you can take your papers off.
That is really the fun part.
Yeah. And then it looks like a nice little picture.
Now, it looks like you had planned that whole thing out, and really, you didn't know what you were going to do when you started.
No, had no idea what this was going to be.
Very fun.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about this. It keeps you going because you can't wait to see what's going to come out of them.
Right, and you can't do anything wrong because you don't have a plan.
Right. So you can't get worried about what you're doing. You just do it.
Oh, and look at the color coming down. It almost looks like it could be raining back there.
Yeah, there's all kinds of. You can use splatter technique too, is another one where it gives you, you can take your paint off with splatters.
Lots of fun stuff. Just get those paints out and play.
Yeah, there's tons and tons. So you got a bunch of them now you can play with. So you don't have to do them all at once, but you've started them. So the fun thing is you can use these, like this almost looks like fire.
Yeah, it does. In the background, you could do something for the Australian bush.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like a really crazy waterfall. Like,
yeah.
Like there's some trees already in there.
Yeah.
That could be a tree.
Okay, I've got to put us all on.
Oh, awesome, Lena.
No, thank you. I'm trying to lift up.
I like them because this is your background more or less. So, and then you just paint silhouettes over top.
Yes.
Yeah. And it went so fast.
Yeah.
That's what's amazing, how fast it goes.
And when you look at them when they're finished, you'd swear you spent, a good hour doing that.
Exactly.
Well, maybe you did. I don't know. I don't know if this looks like it was an hour. I decided that needed a lighthouse at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put you big, Lena. I want to see what you did.
Okay. I tried to lift up because I knew that I used ultramarine up here, and I used the violet mixed with an ultramarine. So if you're using ultramarine, it's very easy to lift it up compared to if I had used a phthalo blue. That's very staining to the paper. So that's kind of saved me here. Now I want to put in a waterline. I don't like that it's just so blurry out here, just going. But maybe it's just me.
So what should you do, Kathy, to put in more of a water line?
Should I paint a white stripe here of removed paint?
I think I would just, I don't know if I would do anything to that. You could actually use the pen too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And then I was a little bit late with the spatula.
Yeah.
So I was so lucky that when I did the scraping, I actually pulled out so much color that I got some white straws.
That's another thing you can do.
Oh, cool, Lena.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that nice white contrast in the middle of the black.
Yeah. Or you can use a razor blade or your X-Acto knife.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like you could actually put stars in the night sky by picking out.
Just, okay, let me try it.
Oh, with a little pointy thing.
Yeah.
I better flip it upside down. I have never tried that before. I just take out small chunks, right?
Yeah, just put it down and flick it.
Oh,
it
there.
works.
And then that way they're all different sizes too.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome. It actually looks nicer than if I went in with a Sharpie.
Yeah, it looks a little more realistic.
Oh, cool.
Because
yeah, that does look more realistic than a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Because
I like all that crackling in that paper too, that it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
The texture.
I think sometimes the Sharpie picks up the colors.
You can use it for the tops of your waves too, Lena.
Oh yeah, and then I can actually make some more shine here from the sun.
Yeah.
Not the sun, the moon.
Oh, cool. See, this is the fun part.
It is. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you guys like it.
Oh, this has been great. Just all the little tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Exactly. My paper is a little bit wet here, so I'm not going to disturb it. I think it needs to be like crisp, dry before you go in with the X-Acto tip.
So watercolor doesn't have to be complicated.
No, and if you use granulating colors, it will carry you a long way on textured paper.
Yeah. What you can also do is, well, before you put any color on, if you say you know where you want to put tree limbs or grasses, you can actually emboss your paper first, and the water will seep into the embossed areas.
Oh, awesome. That's another thing that we should try out. Work with the debossed and embossed.
Yeah.
All the embossing folders that we got. Plus, it's always fun to see Colleen carry out that huge big shot. Humongous.
Oh, that would be fun. Emboss a bunch of papers and then do the technique on top of the embossed papers. Yeah. Let's put everybody on again. Oh, pretty. I love the colors, Colleen.
I like that blue sky one you just did.
Move it down a little bit. Oh, pretty, Colleen.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a cove.
Colleen, you're muted if
Sorry, I forgot because the dog's been barking like crazy. No, I had to cheat and add white paint on mine.
Yeah, whatever.
But that's okay. I mean, once you do that base, you get to do whatever you want, right?
No, I couldn't get the glow thing after she did it. Yeah, I just couldn't do the glow thing. So
it takes practice. You'll have to just get a sheet out and just do a bunch of lines.
You're pulling it out a little bit. Perfect.
Yeah, just threw white on there to make it look like water. And
oh, I like it. Now, can she put a moon in there? Colleen, you want to put a moon in the sky to add something?
No, it looks really light on camera. The sky is a little darker than what is showing up on camera. I think maybe it's because I'm zoomed in. That's weird.
You could pick out some what Lena's doing on your shoreline there, and put some birch trees in.
Over here?
Yeah.
Here, let me, I'll put everybody on so you can see what she's doing.
Oh, Lena moved on. She's fast.
Oh, I see the little birch trees.
Okay, little bump things. Okay.
Yeah, like where's my X-Acto?
Excuse me.
I need to add some gouache
to a birch tree.
The white to show up. Thanks, everyone. You scraped into the paper?
Yeah.
What?
It was the tip of the week, man. I'm telling you. I'm never going to forget that tip. That was really awesome.
Did you see her scraping, Lena?
Yes, she took an X-Acto knife and then gently with the tip. First, I think you have to make sure that your paper is as dry as possible. And then just gently scraping off into the surface because the color is just lying on a very tiny. It's lying very thinly on top of the paper, so you don't have to scrape very much before you totally completely scrape down to the white paper.
There, put a little few stars in there.
I'm loving how that's turning out, Kathy.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, Colleen, that looks good with the trees over there.
Yeah.
When it dries, it'll look a little bit better. It's a little.
It like balances it or something.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like that you all got such saturated colors. I think I did mine too weak. I didn't get the aurora light effect because I was too stinky on the pigments. So I think next time I will go in stronger, be more brave.
I like how this one turned out. I'll have to do something with this.
That one's cool.
Yeah, that one's kind of washed out.
You can always put more, wet it again now that it's dry, and you could put more black on it.
Okay, darken it up a bit. Okay. Yeah. And then here's that one too. Oh, and this one is kind of cool too. I think I'd see here, line. This is almost all sky. This is just a little grass, and that's the horizon maybe.
Yeah.
These will be fun to play with.
Yeah.
Eileen, you could stamp on them when you're done.
Yeah, you could stamp on them.
You make it like media too. Stamp on it.
You can do anything with them.
Collage on it. You could have a little bunny peeking over the bottom.
Oh, that would be cute. Draw a little animal.
Yeah.
Chickens.
Chicken.
Chicken with a
chicken out there.
Chicken at my beach. There's wild horses at the beach, and I have a wild chicken beach.
Yeah, it's endless what you can do.
Scraping's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to put you big, Colleen, so we can watch.
It's scary.
It gets your imagination going.
It sure does.
I think the scraping looks like it'll be fun because it seems like once you start, it's like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Where do I stop? I kind of overdo things, so
a bit of sparkle.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
it does help. Like make it look more real. Is that the word? Like the sun is.
Yeah, realistic sparkle.
That's a cool effect.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Even if it looks ugly, it makes it look better. Just say it. It's like, look, I'm artistic.
Wait till you take the tape off, Kelly, and it's going to be really cool.
Yeah. It just finishes it.
Yeah.
Do I have enough scraping? My camera can focus. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like if you see my camera can focus for 2 seconds there.
I know, it just pops in.
Literally 2 seconds.
There.
Yeah, that looks good, Colleen.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like oh my gosh. I have a good camera too, but it is just
there.
Good Lord. So I kind of liked it. I did towards the top, which I kind of like the way it looks at the top.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. Pull off the tape. Okay, now granted,
You're out of camera, Kelly.
There's my belly. Hello. It's my friend. My happy little friend.
Oh, I like the rough edge like that.
Oh, see, look at that. Looks so cool.
It looks more like a finished piece, like with the white edge.
That would look really cool sitting on top of a mat.
Yes.
Frame.
I was thinking that too, like a dark mat, Kathy,
Yeah.
like it's gray or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a neat idea.
And then what kind of frame would you do? Like a gold or a white frame? Black frame?
Yeah, maybe a gray.
Gray, yeah. Hey, Colleen, do you have a piece of black cardstock?
There's my frame. Yeah.
Yeah, get a piece of black paper. God, it's amazing.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Thank you so much, Kathy, for doing this with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Love you guys wanted to do it.
I know it was fun because Lena said, "Oh, we should do that thing that Kathy did." I'm like, "Why don't we just get Kathy to come on?" So I'm glad it was fun.
Yeah.
And it was nice too because we're on camera with you, so you can look and say like, "Okay, try this, try that."
Yeah.
That makes it a lot easier than going back and forth in chat.
That's right. Yeah. This was awesome.
Yeah. I want to see what hers looks like. Let's see all right, let's see. Where's Lena? What's she doing? Here we go. Oh, Lena. Where did Lena go? Oh, I took Lena out. Sorry, Lena. There we go.
I'm trying to negative paint. What's it called? I don't know what it's called. But I had this random weak color card. I think I need to, when I do this exercise once more, to throw in lots more pigment.
You could still do that, Lena.
On top of that, yes.
Let it dry and then wet the areas you want to add more pigment.
That almost looks like broken glass.
Oh, what? I'm sorry.
It almost looks like broken glass, the way you have the black lines going through or something.
Oh, it's flowers.
Oh, it's flowers. Oh, okay.
Oh, I love that.
I'm not quite done with them yet.
See, I love that.
Maybe if I
made them into flowers.
Painted more about this thing in the middle here, it will turn out more like flowers.
Now let's go back to Colleen.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Okay, look at that. That is so cool.
Although when I look at this, he's like, it's a tree, but then I kind of think it looks like someone like doing yoga. They're standing there with their arms apart, although they got a really big head. But my mind goes,
oh, okay.
Or look, here's a little girl, and she's got a bonnet. That's it. The only thing about these is I always see something within it. Like, is that a dinosaur? Is that a dog doing yoga? Or, is that a little girl with a bonnet on her little dress?
So everybody in chat said they enjoyed this. They'd do it again if we did this again.
Oh, great.
Would you come back again, Cass?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Pieces that you would watch.
Yeah, it was fun. And if you guys played along in chat, make sure you post your pictures too. Let's see. I want to put a picture. I want to put that again.
Thanks, Helen. Thanks, Kimberly. Tree yoga.
Okay.
Good.
So where's I'm gonna put Cass up again.
Guys, it was so much fun.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was, and time flew.
I know, time flew by.
Yeah.
I am going to cut it a bit short today just because this cold is killing me.
Yeah, you better get some rest.
But I did start taking antibiotics last night, and they're working, so hopefully by tomorrow I'll be back to normal. But thanks a lot, everybody, for coming. Kathy, once again, thank you. This was so much fun.
Thank you, everybody.
And thanks
Thank you
to
so much,
Lena. It was fun to have you on. And
Thanks, Kathy.
Colleen will be on Friday. I'll be on next Tuesday. And I think next Tuesday, I was watching Carla Cage Fish was working on her glue book January with some napkins. So I think next week I'm going to do some napkin journaling and glue booking. So cut out some collage stuff and bring your glue book and we can play.
Awesome.
All right. So thanks a lot, guys, for coming.
We're gonna make our own book. I'm gonna make like a little handmade book, I think.
Okay. Oh, on Friday?
For Tuesday.
Oh, for Tuesday. Okay. So yeah, either make a little book, bring a journal, cut out some pages for magazines, bring your napkins.
Like they're kind of like the Pam method of, you know, just a couple stitches in the middle and then, you know what I mean? But like make it a little taller, I think. You know what I mean? Like it'd be, I think I'll make zoom. It'd make it, you know, just a little taller. But
and real quick, Colleen, I finally found my book. I made the Pam journal with 3 folds. Let me pull it out.
3 folds.
I did it. I knew I wasn't going crazy. Let me pull back out. I actually did one with 3 folds, and it comes out a little longer. And then when you open it up, it's like a square.
I think that would be a great shape glue book.
This would, oh, okay. This would be a great shape glue book.
Yeah, that's what I had in my head. So
okay. If you want, we can, we can do it.
That's like this.
Yes.
Yeah, Kathy, that would be great. Look at that. Look at that cute cover.
Oh, perfect. I like that, Kathy.
Cover, and you have a little cord that goes around. What's your binding? Oh, that's so cute.
So it's got different pockets in it.
Here, let me put you back.
Pockets. How neat. That would be good for that to put your images in that you want to play with. Have pockets in it.
Oh, perfect. That'd be perfect glue book.
Oh.
And then you just, this is all bound.
Very fun.
And this was a full sheet, folded.
Oh, Kathy, that would be fun to do on stream sometime.
And then you just.
Yeah, show us how you made it.
Yeah.
We would love that. We can use that for anything.
Just a whole bunch of stencils and sprays and paint.
Fun.
Oh, stencil sprays and paints. Do you hear that, Eileen? Stencil sprays and paints. Stencil sprays and paints. There you go.
Very fun.
That would be great. I would love to do that. I love that book. It's so pretty. I love the flip over cover. Which I want to put a cover on it.
I like the fold over. I like the pockets. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna get going. I'd love to stay, but I gotta get rid of this cold.
All right, goodbye, everybody. Again, sorry. That's what I do.